My child, come and listen with your heart, not with your wounds, not with the questions that keep you awake at night, not with the ache that tightens your chest when you think about him. Listen with the part of you that still believes I am good, still hopes I am speaking, still longs to be held by truth rather than confusion. I see you. I see every tear you hide, every prayer you whisper when no one is around, every moment you replay his words in your mind, wondering how someone can say I love you and still not choose you openly. I know how deeply this hurts you, and I want you to know something first before anything else. Your pain is not invisible to me, and your questions do not offend me. You keep asking me, God, if he loves me, why won't he leave her? If his feelings are real, why am I kept in the shadows? You ask this not because you want to judge him, but because you are trying to survive the ache of being half loved, half chosen, half seen. You are trying to make sense of a love that feels warm in private and cold in public. And my child, I need you to understand something very important today. Love that hides is not the same as love that honors. Words spoken in secret do not carry the same weight as actions lived in the light. I hear him say he loves you. I hear the promises he hints at, the future he talks about someday, the hope he feeds you just enough to keep you waiting. But I also see what he does when it costs him something. I see who he chooses when choices are hard. I see where he goes back to when the conversation ends and the phone goes silent. And this is where truth begins to hurt, but it also begins to heal. My beloved, a man can feel affection and still lack courage. A man can feel desire and still lack integrity. A man can say the word love and still be ruled by fear, comfort, habit, or guilt. Love, real love, is not proven by how intensely someone feels, but by what they are willing to risk. And if he is unwilling to risk comfort, reputation, or familiarity to choose you fully, then what he is offering you is not the love your soul is crying out for. I know you keep hoping that one day he will wake up, that something will click, that he will finally choose you without hesitation. I know you imagine the moment he tells you, I left her. I chose you. And I know how intoxicating that hope can be. But I need you to ask yourself something gently, honestly, without shame. How long have you been waiting already? How much of your heart has been placed on pause while you wait for him to be ready? How many prayers have turned into negotiations, where you say, God, just let him choose me, and I'll be okay? My child, I never asked you to beg to be chosen. I never created you to compete with another woman for a place in someone's life. I never designed your heart to survive on fragments of affection and promises without timelines. You are not a backup plan. You are not a secret. You are not an option to be weighed against convenience. You are worthy of a love that steps forward without being dragged, a love that does not ask you to hide, a love that does not need excuses to exist. I want you to understand this clearly. If he truly loved you in the way your heart needs, he would not be comfortable keeping you in pain. Love does not say, "Wait indefinitely while I enjoy both worlds." Love does not say, "Trust me," while giving you reasons to doubt. Love does not thrive on confusion. I am not the author of confusion. And neither is love born from me. You wonder sometimes if you are not enough. If you were more patient, more understanding, more beautiful, more spiritual, more forgiving, maybe he would finally choose you. Let me stop that lie right now. His inability to leave her is not a reflection of your worth. It is a reflection of his inner conflict, his fear, his unresolved attachments, and his lack of readiness. You could be everything he ever prayed for, and still not be chosen by a man who is afraid to change his life. My beloved, I need you to hear this with tenderness. You cannot heal someone by sacrificing yourself. You cannot rescue someone from their own indecision by bleeding quietly. Love that costs you your peace is too expensive. Love that keeps you anxious, checking your phone, overthinking every silence, questioning your value, is not the love I desire for you. I see how loyal you are. I see how deeply you love. I see how you stay even when it hurts because you believe in people, because you see potential, because you don't give up easily. These are beautiful qualities. Do not turn them into chains that bind you to someone who cannot meet you with the same depth. Loyalty is holy when it is mutual. Sacrifice is sacred when it is shared. Waiting becomes harmful when it steals your joy and your sense of self. You ask me, God, should I keep waiting? And my answer is not rushed, not harsh, not condemning. My answer is loving and truthful. Do not wait for someone to choose you when I am already choosing you every day. Do not build your future on someone's indecision when I am offering you clarity. Do not confuse patience with self-abandonment. There is a difference between trusting my timing and ignoring my warnings. Sometimes I allow you to feel the pain longer than you want, not because I enjoy your suffering, but because I am trying to open your eyes to what you keep excusing. I am trying to show you that the door you are begging to open is not the door I have for you. I am trying to loosen your grip on what feels familiar so your hands will be free to receive what is faithful. I know the thought of letting go terrifies you. Not because he is perfect, but because the unknown feels empty. You wonder, what if he was the one? What if I walk away and regret it? My child, what if staying costs you years of peace? What if staying slowly teaches you to accept less than you deserve? What if staying keeps you from meeting the love that will choose you without hesitation? I want you to understand something profound. If someone truly belongs with you, they will not require you to diminish yourself, hide yourself, or wait endlessly. What is meant for you will move toward you with clarity, not confusion. What is meant for you will align with the peace I place in your spirit. Not constantly battle it. I am not asking you to hate him. I am not asking you to shame him. I am not asking you to judge his heart. I am asking you to love yourself enough to step out of a situation that keeps you wounded. You can acknowledge that he has feelings and still accept that he is not able or willing to love you rightly. Both can be true at the same time. You keep thinking that if you just love him harder, he will change. But love is not a lever you pull to force transformation. Change happens when someone decides they are willing to lose something to become better. And right now, he is not willing to lose her, even if it means losing you piece by piece. My beloved, hear me clearly now. I am not punishing you by letting this hurt exist. I am preparing you by teaching you discernment. I am teaching you the difference between attention and commitment, between chemistry and covenant, between desire and devotion. I am teaching you not to romanticize inconsistency. I am teaching you that love should feel safe, not suspenseful. There is a reason your spirit feels uneasy even when your heart feels attached. That uneasiness is me. That quiet voice that says, "This isn't right," even when you try to silence it, is me. That exhaustion you feel from waiting, explaining, hoping, and holding back tears is me calling you back to yourself. I want you whole, not half-waiting. I want you joyful, not just hopeful. I want you loved out loud, not whispered to in secret. I want you chosen with confidence, not kept as an emotional escape. You are afraid that if you walk away, you will be alone. But my child, being alone is not the same as being lonely. Loneliness is sitting in a connection where you are unseen. Loneliness is loving someone who cannot meet you where you are. Solitude, on the other hand, is a sacred space where I rebuild you, remind you who you are, and prepare you for something healthier. Trust me when I say this, I can replace what you release. I can heal what you let go. I can bring someone into your life who does not hesitate, who does not keep you guessing, who does not need another woman in the picture to validate his worth. I can give you a love that feels calm, secure, and mutual. But you must be willing to loosen your grip. You must be willing to say, "God, I choose peace over potential. I choose truth over fantasy. I choose myself even when it hurts." When you do this, you are not losing love. You are making room for it. I know you still care. I know you still wonder what he's thinking. I know part of you hopes he will suddenly realize what he's about to lose. That is human. That is understandable. Do not shame yourself for feeling this way. Just do not let those feelings dictate your future. Let me be very clear with you now. My child, someone who truly loves you will not put you in a position where you have to question your worth. Someone who truly loves you will not ask you to accept crumbs when you deserve the whole loaf. Someone who truly loves you will not say "I love you" while actively choosing a life that excludes you. You are not asking for too much. You are asking the wrong person. Release the idea that his love, as it is now, is enough. Release the fantasy that suffering will somehow turn into a reward. Love is not proven by endurance of pain. Love is proven by consistency, honesty, and choice. I am with you in this letting go. I am holding you as you cry. I am steadying you as you feel weak. I am whispering strength into you when you feel tempted to go back. And I promise you this: when you choose yourself, when you choose peace, when you, my child, stay with me, do not rush away from this moment, because what I am about to speak now is meant to steady you when your emotions begin to pull you back into confusion. I know how the heart works. I created it. I know how memory softens pain and how longing can make you forget why you were hurting in the first place. That is why I am speaking again, gently but firmly, so you do not lose yourself in what feels familiar. There will be moments after this when you feel strong, clear, and determined, and then suddenly, without warning, you will miss him. You will remember his voice, the way he made you laugh, the connection that felt rare and deep. You will think, maybe I overreacted. Maybe I should give him more time. Maybe God is testing my patience. My child, hear me carefully. Not every delay is divine, and not every test requires endurance. Sometimes the test is whether you will walk away when something is slowly breaking you. I want you to understand why this attachment feels so powerful. It is not only love you are holding on to, it is hope. Hope that your story will have a dramatic turning point. Hope that your suffering will be justified. Hope that one day you will be able to say, "See, it was worth it." But I am asking you to trust me with a quieter, healthier ending, one where you are not rewarded for pain, but released from it. You keep replaying his words, "I love you." And because you are sincere, because you mean what you say when you say it, you assume he does too, in the same way. But people use the word love differently depending on their maturity. For some, love means comfort. For others, it means escape. For others, it means emotional connection without responsibility. Love that comes from me always carries responsibility. It protects. It commits. It does not borrow intimacy from one life while maintaining security in another. Ask yourself this, without condemning him, without condemning yourself. If he truly intended to build a life with you, would he still be standing where he is now? Or would he already be taking steps, however difficult, to align his life with his words? Intentions that never turn into action are not plans, they are placeholders. And you were never meant to be a placeholder in someone's life. I know part of you feels guilty even thinking this way. You worry that walking away makes you unloving, impatient, or unkind. My child, boundaries are not unloving. Boundaries are how you protect what I entrusted to you, your heart, your time, your future. You can love someone and still refuse to participate in a situation that dishonors you. You can care deeply and still say, "This is not enough for me." Let me tell you something about the kind of love I am preparing you for. It will not feel like anxiety disguised as excitement. It will not require you to analyze every message or interpret silence. It will not make you wonder where you stand. It will not ask you to shrink your needs so someone else can stay comfortable. It will feel steady. It will feel safe. It will feel mutual. And at first, that kind of love may feel unfamiliar because you are used to intensity mixed with uncertainty. Do not confuse chaos with passion. Peace is not boring, it is holy. Right now, your heart is tired. Tired of hoping. Tired of waiting. Tired of being strong in secret. You smile for others, but inside you are carrying unanswered questions. I see the nights you lie awake, the mornings you wake up heavy, the moments you ask me, "God, am I doing the right thing?" And I want you to know this. Choosing yourself does not disappoint me. Choosing peace does not make you weak. Choosing to walk away from confusion honors me. There is a reason this connection never fully settles. There is a reason it always feels incomplete. There is a reason joy is always mixed with pain. That reason is not because you are meant to suffer longer. It is because your spirit knows this is not where you are meant to stay. You are afraid that if you close this door, nothing else will open. That fear is understandable, but it is not truth. I am the God who opens doors no one can shut and closes doors no one can force open. When something ends, it is not always loss, sometimes it is protection. Sometimes it is redirection. Sometimes it is mercy disguised as heartbreak. Do not underestimate what I am doing in you right now. I am strengthening your discernment. I am teaching you to listen to my still, small voice instead of loud emotions. I am healing parts of you that learn to accept inconsistency as normal. I am rewriting your understanding of love. One day, you will look back at this season and realize that the reason it hurts so much was because you were outgrowing it. You were becoming someone who could no longer survive on half-truths and half-commitments. You were stepping into a version of yourself that required more honesty, more courage, more alignment. If he comes back with the same words but no change, remember this moment. Remember how it felt to constantly wonder. Remember how it felt to share your heart and still feel alone. Do not let familiarity pull you back into a cycle I already helped you see clearly, and if he truly changes, if he takes responsibility, if he chooses with clarity, if his actions finally match his words, you will have wisdom then to discern whether it is real or just fear of losing you. You will not rush. You will not beg. You will not abandon yourself again. You will stand grounded, knowing your worth no longer depends on being chosen by someone else. My child, I am not asking you to harden your heart. I am asking you to guard it. I am not asking you to stop loving. I am asking you to love wisely. Let me heal you without resistance. Let me lead you without fear. Let me show you that you do not have to earn the kind of love you deserve. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not foolish for loving deeply. You are learning. You are awakening. You are stepping out of confusion and into truth. Stay close to me now. When the urge to reach out overwhelms you, reach for me instead. When doubt creeps in, ask me to remind you why you chose peace. When loneliness whispers lies, let my presence speak louder. This is not the end of your love story. This is the turning point where you stop settling and start aligning. And I promise you, with a promise that does not fail, what is ahead will not require you to lose yourself to keep it. My beloved child, this is where I draw you even closer, not to overwhelm you with more words, but to seal what I have already been whispering to your spirit. This is the moment where truth settles, where clarity replaces chaos, where you stop fighting what you already know deep inside. Breathe with me now. Let your shoulders drop. Let your heart rest for a moment in my presence. I know the hardest part is not understanding the truth, it is accepting it. Acceptance feels like surrender, and surrender feels like loss. But what you are surrendering is not love, you are surrendering the illusion that love must hurt to be real. You are releasing the belief that if you endure long enough, someone will finally choose you. My child, I never measure love by how much pain you can tolerate. You have been strong for a long time. Strong in silence. Strong in hope. Strong in disappointment. And strength like that can quietly turn into exhaustion. I do not want you to confuse endurance with destiny. Just because you survived something does not mean you were meant to stay there. There is something sacred that happens when you finally say, "This hurts too much to continue." That is not weakness. That is wisdom. That is self-respect awakening. That is you partnering with me instead of fighting against what I am trying to protect you from. I want you to hear this gently but clearly now. If he truly loved you in the way you need, you would not be asking me these questions over and over. You would not be watching messages like this late at night, searching for reassurance. Peace would not feel so far away. Love that comes from me does not leave you in constant doubt. Do not romanticize what almost was. Do not build an altar to potential while ignoring reality. Potential without action is just a story you tell yourself to survive disappointment. Reality, even when painful, is what sets you free. I know part of you still wants closure. You want a conversation that makes everything make sense, words that finally explain why he couldn't choose you. My child, closure does not always come from answers, sometimes it comes from boundaries. Sometimes it comes from deciding you no longer need explanations to move forward. You are not being rejected. You are being redirected. You are not losing love. You are being rescued from a situation that would have slowly taught you to accept less than you deserve. I see what you cannot see yet. I see the future you would have lived if you stayed, always wondering, always adjusting, always waiting for a certainty that never fully arrived. And because I love you, I am calling you out of that future. There will come a day when someone looks at you and does not hesitate. Someone who does not need another relationship to feel whole. Someone who does not love you in secret but honors you in the light. Someone whose actions speak so clearly that words are simply confirmation, not confusion. When that day comes, you will understand why this had to end the way it did. Until then, let me heal you. Let me remind you who you are without the weight of someone else's indecision. Let me fill the quiet spaces that scare you right now. Solitude with me is not emptiness, it is restoration. If tonight your heart feels heavy, give that weight to me. If tears come, let them. Tears are not failure, they are release. If memories surface, acknowledge them without going back. You are allowed to miss what you are leaving behind without returning to it. I am proud of you for choosing clarity. I am proud of you for listening even when it hurts. I am proud of you for loving deeply and still choosing yourself. That kind of courage does not go unnoticed. Remember this when doubt tries to pull you back. Love should not make you feel small, uncertain, or hidden. Love should make you feel safe, seen, and secure. That is the love I am leading you toward. Walk forward now, one step at a time. You do not need to have everything figured out. You only need to trust that I am walking with you, guiding you away from confusion and toward peace. I am with you in the letting go. I am with you in the healing. I am with you in the becoming. And I promise you this, with a promise that never breaks. What is meant for you will never require you to beg. Wait in the shadows, or question your worth. Rest now, my beloved. I have